everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new docu-series just dropped on Netflix. It's called Blood, Sex and Royalty, and this docu-series is based on Henry VIII and the Boleyn sister, the famous story. So there is actually another movie on Netflix. It's called The Boleyn Sister, starring Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman. And when I was watching the show, because I have seen that movie and I actually really like that movie too, I couldn't help comparing both of this story. So in my review, I will be drawing some comparison between this two thing, like one is show, one is movie, simply because they're both on Netflix, and people who watch the Boleyn sister, they'll be watching this show and you will be like, oh, am I watching Henry VIII story again? Yes, it is telling the Henry VIII his story one more time here. Although I thought this series is actually quite well made, and although it is trying to be a docu-series, when you watch it, you feel like you are watching a series. I don't know why these three people is explaining to us the story, because we can see it on the screen. Really pointless the way they told the story, although they are saying it is a modern take on this story, and some of this modern take I like. Some of this modern take on the music did not work for me. I'm like, what are this music you added in this historical drama? It doesn't work, unfortunately. When people gonna learn? Because when you look back in this show, and people will be like, oh, the music choice is not that good. And this also, I guess they did added this feminist point of view on Anne Boleyn, her character. So in the movie, again, I'm gonna be comparing both of those two things, because I feel like one did better in something, this one didn't do better on something else. So in this show, it mainly focuses on like the Henry VIII, how he's a like womanizer, and he's like falling in love with Anne, and which is like a big part of the story here. But how this show, I feel like it dragged a lot about their love story, because like the full episode was dedicated to that. And in the last episode, when they execute her, Anne Boleyn, in this show, I felt like it was too rushed in that last episode. And that is why overall this show, it is good. But if you have seen the Boleyn sister, you will see this one is really like didn't do any build up for Henry VIII, like how much he wanted a son, that he wanted to have like affair after affair to have a his heir son, which is really important to the story. I feel like now that I have seen a story told on that, I think the show did not, like the first act didn't focus on that. It just focused on, oh, Anna is a feminist, she's trying to all those things. And if you have seen the movie, I think movie done good job on establishing Anna's character, who is very wicked and very clever woman. But in this show, they try to make her like feminist. Doesn't work. The story you were watching, unfortunately for me personally, still I could see the show. It is very well made. All the acting is good. I just didn't like their take on Anna's Boleyn's character. Feel like you didn't nail on her wicked part, because at the end of the day, this woman, she has an affair with this married man, and he made this king like technically divorce his wife to marry her. Then she couldn't give him son, and that part I think they done nicely, that then Henry VIII somehow execute her so he can move on with the new woman he met. That part of the story really nicely done here. But unfortunately, how much he wanted his son, that part, and the problem he had with his first wife, this show didn't do good job, because they were focusing on feminist stuff, which it did bother me. But I think some people will find it interesting, although I didn't like the music choice. But overall, still, I don't know. These stories are really very interesting. This Boleyn sister story, although they didn't focus on Jane Boleyn at all, who was, I guess, Henry VIII, his mistress. Like like her older sister was his mistress. Then she didn't want it to be mistress, so then she became somehow the queen. Yeah. This show, it is still very good. I had a good time watching. These are the problem I had. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this show. And if you enjoyed this review, don't share my other reviews on other Netflix movie and show. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.